Ring-a-rosy, as the light declines, I'll remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Raised on songs and stories, heroes of renown, the passing tales and glories that once was Dublin town, the hallowed halls and houses, the haunting children's rhymes, that once was Dublin city in the rare old times.
Hello again, we're back with you today, this time in Finglas. Not just in Finglas, we're in Finglas Village, in the heart of Finglas. And we're here to launch phase 2 of our project, which is the creation and the erection of a statue to Kevin Barry. The statue has been, in a sense, commissioned by the people of Finglas Northwest, and the statue, when completed, will be hopefully in Kildonan Park. We started our project a few weeks ago in Maynooth in County Kildare with our sculptor Brendan Walsh, and we named our little first episode From Kildare to Kildonan. We started at the sculptor's workshop in Maynooth called The Forge. So today I think we just call this one From the Forge to Finglas, because we are now in the heart of Finglas and the work is progressing behind my back here and taking shape. We'd like to take the opportunity, since we are here in front of the premises, to thank particularly Musgrave Group and specifically our friends and neighbours here, Supervalue in Finglas, for giving us this premises which allows the sculptor to do his work right here behind me. I'd also like to take the opportunity of thanking the wider business community for all those who have helped in any and every way. And of course there's a funding mechanism through the Piper's Chair, which is a funding mechanism, and that in turn gets its inspiration, of course, from the late great Seamus Ennis. So it's a good day, and we will be shortly looking at the actual work itself, which is here behind me, and we'll be talking to Brendan Walsh just to see how his progress is with the creation of the statue. When it's finished, the statue itself will be brought, when the clay work is finished and the modelling is finished, it will be moved to a foundry. And our next step will be, I suppose, to monitor that when the time comes. So before going into Brendan and having a look at where the work is at, maybe just a few words on Kevin Barry himself. So why Kevin Barry? Kevin Barry, as you know, was born in 1902. His dad died when he was 6 years old. He spent a lot of his childhood years rather in Carlow. But back to Dublin then, we have him through O'Connell schools, St Mary's, Belvedere College, and finally he got a Dublin Corporation scholarship to study medicine in UCD. His movement in the Republican movement was through the Fianna and into the IRA and into active service. He is particularly associated with a number of arms raids in Dublin in 1920. I suppose the chief one would be in June of 1920 at the King's Inns, the military depot at the King's Inns on Constitution Hill, which was very successful from the point of view of those who carried it out. And of course then on to Monk's Bakery, where he was captured, followed on then by his trial, during which he was, or before his trial, in fact, he was tortured and badly treated, and finally hanged on the 1st of November 1920. He met his death with great fortitude and bravery, and the priest who walked him to the gallows reminded, I think it was his mother, in a letter, that he had met his death and that he was now beyond the reach of sorrow and trial. He died or was hanged on the 1st of November 1920. So it is right and proper that he be remembered, and it's right and proper also that he be remembered in this area, which of course we also have Barry Road not too far away from us here. So we'll go in now and have a talk with Brendan Walsh and see how his work is progressing. Brendan, back again for another day.
Back again, Michael, yeah.
Our second visit. I'm going to interrogate you again if I could.
Very good.
The last day I saw this, it was a wire skeleton in Maynooth.
Yeah.
It's been taking shape, obviously. Where are we at?
Where are we at? I suppose we're about halfway, Michael.
Halfway.
And that's if luck was with us, you know, because
Yes.
you never can tell with time and this sort of thing. It's slow. It's very slow, and it makes itself as it goes along. And at the moment, I'm trying to catch the close
In shape.
and of the 20s, which is difficult because there was various fashions back then as there is now. So I try to compromise and have somewhere in between. He was this smart young fella, you know, he would have been fashionable. And we have
One of the items that came up when they were reinterred there 2 or 3 years ago, one of the items that came up was Kevin Barry's cufflinks. So we do know he had silver cufflinks.
I didn't know that.
I have handled them, yes. Kevin
Excellent.
Barry had silver cufflinks, yes.
Right.
They came up with the reinterment. So, just looking at a statement you made yourself here, I think it was on the day one, if you can't see it, you can't make it. So you were now beginning to see Kevin Barry.
Yes, that's a very good way to describe it. And that takes constantly looking because it's constantly changing. And as you turn around, you think you're doing really well there, you turn around here and he's got all wrong.
Yes.
And so on. So you could spend a lot of time
Getting your angles and your
getting
shapes and your contours.
yeah, and the contours and the anatomy particularly.
Yes.
If that's wrong, none of it works. And I'm working, in this case, I'm working with the head separate. And that's a bit tricky as well for its best.
Proportions, obviously.
Yeah. But it's challenging. It's It is it's a monument. It's larger than life.
It's larger than life.
So the
It
perspective
is beginning to take
and
shape.
everything is. And of course, this is. I'm not going to make this because this is an important hurling to one of the committee who gave me a load of it,
Right.
and I'm going to use it. I think well because it's larger than life. I'm asking myself, should the hurling be larger than normal? But I get opinions on that. I get other opinions on that.
Has to be figured out.
Yeah. But other than that, there's not much more I can say about it. Michael, other than
This is where we're at. And that when you're finished doing your modelling and your clay work, the next work then will be the foundry.
The next
foundry is the final phase, isn't it?
Oh, that is it. That's it. Yeah. I can't wait to see it landed on the floor in the foundry. That's the end of it for me.
Yes.
It's somebody else's problem then, to finish it and so on. But in the meantime, there's a long way to go.
A long way to go.
Yeah.
Weeks.
Oh.
Many weeks.
Yeah. A good few weeks.
Good
Yeah.
few weeks.
And this was the original.
That's your modern Calvary, as it were.
That's an ideal I was given just to work from.
Mm-hmm.
Not the finished article, but roughly what people paid for, basically the concept, which is on the one hand it's a young man coming home from the practice field and with his dog. On the other hand, it's Kevin Barry.
So it's not just any young lad, it is
not any young
lad.
lad. And the Irish Wolfhound is not just any wolfhound either. It ties into the same mythology.
Yes.
And there'll be a holy ball here, Shilla, here,
Right.
and which is more of the holding on to it. There's a lot going on in it, so it's my job to interpret that.
And to take it into this shape and into this form.
And try and keep up the same.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work and a lot of thought
Yeah,
and a lot of literally angles to figure out.
there's a lot of visualization before and after, because you've got to see what you want to get to, and then know when you get there, which is different and it can be very testing. I mean, 4 hours of this is not like an ordinary 4 hours. It's very, very testing.
Stressful 4 hours.
You won't do any more than 4 hours. But having said that, any artist working at this type of thing, it feeds the need that's in the artist as well,
Indeed. Well, at least we can say we've got it to Finglas anyway, and we're if we're at the halfway stage, it's been an interesting journey so far.
Stage 1 is nearly there, yeah.
Good luck with the work, and we'll be back again to see where we're at and where we're going in the next couple of weeks.
Great.
Thanks, Brendan.
And you too, Michael. Thanks very much. Here's what it's right. I'll take a bit over here, right? And then you can say that you did a bit of this, okay? And give you the paper, then clean your fingers. Just put it in here. Just put it ahead, just like that. Just like past the fingers. See? And smooth it out a bit. Right as well. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, for God's sake. Could you come up here and give me a hand when I'm at it? Huh? Oh, that's brilliant. Look at this, he's going to get his own before it's finished. Bit up there now before you go, because I'll have to do that myself.
Did you make this all by yourself?
Yeah, until you came along. Give me a hand.
It's very hard to make.
It is, yeah. But you just keep putting it on until you have an idea what you're doing, you know? And if you can't do it right, just get a bit of a slap now and then. Yeah, it's just brilliant. You know, you're both in camera now,
I saw it when it was when there was no clay on.
Yeah.
And how did you get the clay on the little thing underneath it?
Wire and everything in here to hold on to it.
Yeah, you can see the wall.
See it, yeah. Yeah. And it's under there, and there's wires running down onto the feet as well. And that's
How are you going to do the dog though?
Yeah. And you just keep putting it on until you get the shape of it. You know. It's just a matter of practice. The more time you do it, the more you do it. Well, you know, like everything else.
Like,
In the
just have
school,
to keep playing.
it's in the school, really.
Yeah, but we don't really get to do
What?
any clay anymore. We don't really get to use clay or
Do you not?
anymore since we started school.
I taught you had plasticine, no?
We have clay in the school, but I don't know if we do it anymore. Only the
Oh, probably the way.
only like the younger classes.
All right. Well, the younger classes, is it?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah. But everyone should be doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a child that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
No, because it's a nice thing to look. You get water to put on it now. But, you know,
What happens if the clay goes dry? Yeah.
yeah, but I keep spraying water on it.
So it won't go dry?
So it won't go dry because we want to keep it, you know, because it's not finished.
Clay not allowed to go wet?
Is what?
Is it not allowed to get like dry?
No, because you can't work it then,
Yeah.
you know. Until it's totally finished.
Yeah.
When it's completely finished, then you can let it go hard. Yeah. There's a little bit. I'm stealing it off his back. Now, you can tell your children that you had to make Kevin Barry. Yeah?
My dad always said when
For a start, you can tell your mother and father, but your dad knows.
my dad knows.
Yeah? Yeah, you down? Show you at school, maybe?
Yeah, Evie does Callie know that this is getting no.
This one?
She's my cousin. Callie, her cousin.
All right.
Out with that.
Is she not here now?
No. I don't think she's a lawyer.
Right.
She said she was going to be a lawyer.
And if you get bored, just tell me.
I don't think I will get yet. This is real fun.
No, I don't suppose you will. It's probably a little
I
time.
like doing it.
Is what? You like doing it? Yeah, you get tired. Say so.
Flynn's not, my brother's not here because I think he's having a play date with his friends because we were up in Isles and then he goes to my mum, can we have a play date? And then I think they're at my house having a play date.
Really?
Mm-hmm. No, Susie. He just asked and I asked him, yeah, okay. Who did that bird next to the dog?
In Mountjoy Jail one Monday morning, high upon the gallows tree, Kevin Barry gave his young life for the cause of liberty. Just a lad of 18 summers, yet there's no one can deny how he walked to death that morning. He proudly held his head up high. Just before he faced the hangman in his dreary prison cell, soldiers tortured Barry just because he would not tell the names of his brave comrades and other things they wish to know. Turn informer or we'll kill you. Kevin Barry answered no. Calmly standing to attention as he bid his last farewell to his broken-hearted mother, who sat grief no one can tell. For the cause he proudly cherished, this sad parting had to be. Then to death walked softly smiling, that old Ireland might be free. Another martyr for old Ireland, another martyr for the crown, whose brutal laws may kill the Irish, but can keep their spirits down. Lads like